Well, Manchester United are back in under-18s Premier League North action as they welcome Stoke City in the final league game of the season. Well, hello and welcome along to Carrington for the last time this season as second place Manchester United host the bottom of the table Stoke City. And what an incredible season this has been for this group of young Reds, securing a second place finish in the under-18s Premier League North and reaching 2 cup finals along the way as well. And what a great season it's been for Darren Fletcher in his debut season as a manager at this level. And his team have the best defence record in the division. They've only conceded 23 goals in 25 matches. So let's take a look at the teams then, because Fletcher's gone with 4 changes from that game against Newcastle. And it's Byrne Hughes who continues in goal for Manchester United. Ahead of him, Overy switches from left to right fullback as Plunkett comes in to replace Helafu. One change to the midfield sees Duka Nkoto replace Shah. In attack, both Noah Ajayi and Gabriel return to the starting 11, arguably 2 of United's most dangerous players this season, with 27 goals between them. Now, as for Stoke, they currently sit bottom of the under-18s Premier League table after a very difficult first half of the season. Since then, they've bounced back and come into this one on the back of a 3-2 victory over Everton. They named 5 changes, which sees Shivers, Thompson, Achu, Liu and Krymer all return to the starting 11. So those are your teams down here on the pitch there. Now for your team up on the gantry. Arthur Albiston is alongside Liam Bradford.
Thanks very much, Ben. Yes, Carrington, the venue for this one. Really looking forward to seeing this side ahead of the massive game that they've got coming up next week. Let's see whether they can get another 3 points in the bag. Unfortunately, I think it's probably a step too far now for Manchester United to overhaul Manchester City at the top of the under-18s Premier League North table, but still plenty of opportunity here to prepare for that FA Youth Cup final, which occurs next Thursday evening. Arthur Albiston alongside me, as always, for these under-18s games on MUTV. And Arthur, they have been absolutely fantastic this season, Darren Fletcher's side.
Yeah, the season's gone too quickly, really. It's just gone in a blink, really. But they've done fantastic all season, starting off in August, right through now till May. Got to that cup final, as you say, during the week. Huge game for the club, and hopefully the lads can hit form today and go in there in high spirits. Yeah,
as Ben mentioned, second cup final actually for this under-18s group. Got to the Premier League Cup final, lost to Crystal Palace in that one late on in the game. They played really well, probably didn't deserve to lose that final, and now they've got the chance to go one better when they take on Manchester City next week. Stoke City are the other side that they faced today. Stoke have had an indifferent season, and Manchester United might be looking at this as a really good opportunity to get some minutes in the legs and some preparation done ahead of that game next week.
Yeah, some lads that might need some matches and minutes, as you point out. It's a good chance for them to get some minutes on the pitch today. Before the game on Thursday night down against big rivals over the city. Great to see Ibrahimov come back into the team rather over the last few weeks, hitting form again, leading the team out.
Yeah, captain's armband on Amir Ibrahimov today as he leads his side onto the field, and he's one of those players that I think it's only 10 appearances all season long. This will be his 11th. He managed 3 goals and 2 assists in that time, but will be desperate to get some more minutes in the legs ahead of that game on Thursday. And as Arthur pointed out, there'll be some players here that could really do with that, so let's hope that they can get that job done. They've been absolutely exemplary going forward, but I think, as Ben pointed out in the introduction, it's been their defensive record that has been so good, and it all comes down to how hard this Manchester United side work off the ball, Arthur.
Yeah, they work very hard starting from the front, really. They try to press high, and then the midfield take the sort of sting out of the defence if they can, really. And the keeper's done very well, or Heath, when he's come in, he's playing well. Brown Hughes has been excellent as well. Use of the ball has been great, setting up attacks. So hopefully they can keep it going today with a solid performance at the back.
I just counted up how many clean handshakes we got from Amir Ibrahimov there, and I reckon 9 out of the 11 were absolutely sensational from him. Hopefully he's just as on target on the pitch today as he was given the handshakes before the game starts. You can see that we're getting to the end of the season. Carrington going through some pitch changes, so you'll be able to spot that in the background as the ground staff working really hard to get those pitches back up and ready for the start of next season. And it's incredible how much work goes on behind the scenes in terms of keeping all of these pitches ready to go all through the season. So taking the opportunity to try and get ahead as the summer months arrive. Darren Fletcher in the background there, just having a drink. What a season he's had as the under-18s lead coach. Also a little sojourn to caretaker boss of Manchester United's first team over a couple of games before Michael Carrick took charge. It's been a really good season for him, one that he can be proud of, Arthur.
Oh, without a doubt. As I say, getting to the huge game that we've got during the week in the Youth Cup, would be a great fill-up for him to actually top the season off winning that trophy. Hopefully that could be the case.
So we just go through the final preparations to get this one underway. Slightly behind schedule, but won't matter too much. Just to give you the heads up, it is the start of a big day of football on MUTV. Really looking forward to the game a little bit later on. Manchester United have confirmed their place in the Champions League for next season, but third place still up for grabs. 3 points at 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. That doesn't happen all that often either, does it? As Manchester United take on Sunderland at the Stadium of Light at 3 o'clock. We will be on air for match day live at 2 o'clock, and then full radio commentary with myself and Sammy McElroy from 3. That one coming a little bit later this afternoon. This one about to get underway here. A couple of names to mention for Manchester United. Obviously, it's easy to pick out people like Gabriel with 25 goals in 27 appearances in all competitions this season, but there are a couple that have really come good in recent weeks, and none more so than Jay McAvoy. The game against Liverpool here just a couple of weeks ago, he was outstanding, Arthur.
Yeah, 2 immaculate strikes. The first one actually loads of power, the second one more placement, mops up in the middle of the park there, but adding some goals to his ability as well. Fantastic in that game, 4-1 win.
Yeah, and Rafe McCormack also done very well. We're underway in the Under-18s Premier League North between Manchester United and the purple-clad Stoke City. Haven't seen that kit before. I shall reserve judgment until I've done a bit of commentary. The ball is cleared away down the left-hand side. It is vibrant, is what I would say.
Yeah, you've got. It's like waves in the purple, is it?
Sounds like a tie-dye number, isn't it? Albert Mills taking his time. Gets the ball away to Plunkett, sweeps it infield. McAvoy closed down quickly. It's a good cross too. First time, it's going to be tidied up by Overy. Finds Lasale. Lasale evades the first challenge, and the second one too is pulled backwards. Referee's going to play advantage, realises there is no advantage coming, and gives the free kick.
Yeah, just a couple of clips here and a pull there. Had the ball went to United shortly, it was away. I think the referee would have let it go, but pulled it back quite correctly.
Well, they're the ones that you normally see the yellow card produced for, maybe because we're in the opening 60 seconds of the game. Referee's going to allow that one to slide.
Yeah, you don't like to see that, especially in the first few minutes of the game, so hopefully they can get on and enjoy it.
One back by Ibrahimov. Slightly behind Noah Ajayi. And Koto. Back to Mills. Gabriel playing a slightly different position to where we're used to seeing him. Has played almost as a number 10 for the majority of the campaign.
Just drifting sort of all over the pitch, really. Just let him do what he wants, but maybe a little bit more up front today.
Say that as he drops deep to pick up the ball in a playmaker role. I was just about to say, does that mean that we're going to see him lurking up front? Well, you've got your answer nice and early. False 9 for Gabriel over the course of today. I did spot that the tickets that went on sale for the FA Youth Cup final, Manchester United allocation, sold out in about 2 minutes. Just goes to show the appetite for watching these young Reds as Ibrahimov gets there. Puts a great cross in, looking for Ajayi, who's stretching but can't make a connection.
Wasn't far away from just getting that touch there, that if he could get above the ball, nod it down, he'd have put his side ahead.
McAvoy runs into Mills. It's good work from Nabalelli. Nabalelli again just loses his footing as he tries to play that pass. Ibrahimov calms things down. Back it goes to Cameron Byrne-Hughes. Such a confident goalkeeper with his feet. McAvoy drops in to provide the option. Mills to McAvoy, and now Mills again. Koto shows good strength and then is impeded. Referee says nothing doing. United win it back though.
It's very unlucky not to get a free kick there, but they've kept possession, that's the main thing.
Cormac has set Lasale going down the right-hand side too. Lasale, low one into the middle. Gabriel! Only just over the top. What a ball that is. In again, a real teaser for Gabriel, and as he slides in, just gets underneath it.
Yeah, Lasale doing the damage out wide, cuts it back to him. Just going with outside his boot there. Just gone over the barb slightly.
Temptation there when you are a right footer is to go with your stronger foot, isn't it?
Yeah, he's stretching just to get a touch there, and unfortunately just got underneath it.
Ajayi can't keep hold of it. Pulled down by Stoke City. Cross nicely to Fern. Field to Lou and back to Fern. It's a good cross. The header can only be fired back out to Fern, who's won it back here inside the penalty area. Swept towards goal. Flicked on, only just past the post.
Fern doing the damage there with that excellent cross. Second one's a cut back. That's a great ball in. Striker just gets ahead too early in the sort of cross. Now he lays it on a plate. The big striker who had the header just flicked it with the inside of his heel there. Thankfully it's gone wide.
McAvoy it was that got the final touch to it. Did have Pedran's out, lurking at the back post too. Nobody could get there, but Stoke trying to apply a little bit of early pressure here as Overy tries to wriggle free, but he's dispossessed. Another chance, and another good block from Albert Mills. Brought down by Ibrahimov. Manchester United looking to break here. That's a lovely ball into the path of Lasale, who rides the challenge, but across comes Aifi. Plays it against Lasale, and a play for a throw-in.
Yeah, good play again on that right-hand side. Ibrahimov, Lasale. Just stopping them getting out with the ball. Might be able to keep them in there.
Colin Little and Darren Fletcher having a long conversation. A pleasant enough day at Carrington today. Dry, not too windy like it often can be at the Manchester United training complex. I'm not sure they've got the same weather conditions in the northeast for a little bit later on. That looks like it might be decidedly damp.
And probably windy as well up there.
One of the longest climbs to the press box in the country. Absolutely blowing by the time you get to the back of that main stand. Carrying all your kit up there as well. It's knocked out of play. James Overy with the throw. Gabriel. Overy with the footwork. Into Ibrahimov. Ibrahimov with the footwork, and then Overy again. Lovely turn again from James Overy. Lasale this time. Pass back from Lasale. Only finds Kreimer. Kreimer manages to get away. He's burst into the penalty area. Kreimer with the effort takes a big deflection behind for a corner.
Yeah, big lad, very tall as well, holding the United players off there.
That's a good run, isn't it?
Yeah, just a foot out, conceding the corner.
Out goes Pedro and Zhao, the captain, to take the corner. Deep, headed back across goal, headed away by Mills, claimed by Byrne Hughes. Wants to get Nkoto moving. Foot race between him and Zachary Frost.
Great ball out from Byrne Hughes. Knows exactly where he was and hit across that ball to go into his path.
All the way back to Chivers. Plunkett's header finds Ajayi. Good tackle again from Dante Plunkett. Ibrahimov. Good footwork, good turn of pace too, and then tries to play that into the path of Gabriel.
Yeah, he's seen a lot of the ball in the first sort of 10 minutes of this game. Ibrahimov used it well.
Plunkett. Back to Mills. Rafe McCormack. Actually done a fair few weeks now, hasn't he, playing at centre-back? Saw him deployed for the majority of the beginning of the season in a central midfield role, but Darren Fletcher spotting a way to get both him and Jay McAvoy into the side. And the range of passing that Manchester United have in those two positions is astonishing.
Yeah, they're going to see a lot of the ball as well, playing at the back for United, doing most of the attacking, so he becomes like an auxiliary midfield player when he steps forward with the ball into midfield. Not very comfortable with it there.
You can see just how wide the two centre-backs are. Ibrahimov has dropped in the middle of the two of them.
Good feet again from Lisali there, really, just to control that and pop it off.
McAvoy gives it back to the goalkeeper, Cameron Byrne Hughes. Koto fighting with Aifi. A little bit of a size differential here, but won't be deterred. He's tenacious. Stoke now trying to play out from the back themselves. United trying to keep the pressure high, and there's an opportunity here for Noah Ajayi to steal that away. Aifi swept away by Thompson. Headed into midfield by Albert Mills. And then McAvoy gets sandwiched between two. Referee says no foul. And Zhao with the cross, claimed very well by Cameron Byrne Hughes.
Yeah, comfortable for him. Plucks that out there.
Ajayi. It's a great switch. Referee's going to check with the assistant, but flag stays down. Gabriel on the edge of the box. Slaloming. Overy, back to Lasale. And again. Referee says there is no obstruction there. McAvoy can have a go from distance. McAvoy, and it ripples the roof of the net on the way through.
Yeah, Chivers had to be alert there. Gets out his feet. Edge of the box. Just trying to get enough curl on it there. Just got underneath it too much. A good effort.
Not by a lot, was it? As I say, 4 goals and 5 assists, but 3 of those goals have come in the last 3 weeks, I think, for Jay McAvoy. Straight out of play by Ben Chivers. James Overy went away on international duty with Australia a little bit earlier on. Hasn't quite made it onto the field for his national side, but was on the bench for a couple of games, a couple of international friendlies earlier this season, and his name firmly in the frame as one for the future for the Socceroos.
Hopefully he might make the squad later on for the World Cup.
That would be a big win for him. Also a big call. Popovic, the head coach, not giving him any minutes before the tournament starts, so to wait and see. Good throw in. Again, held up well on the edge of the penalty area. Great defending, though, from Dante Plunkett. Stays strong and finds Ajayi. Lovely feet from Noah Ajayi as well. That's a really clever ball over the top for Lasale. Lasale into the area. Brilliant piece of defending from Will Thompson to knock it back to the goalkeeper.
He's just got enough on that to get it back to his keeper. It looks as if Lasale was just going to pull the trigger there and burst the net.
Mills with the strong header. Brag him off.
The ref's right on top of it. Doesn't see there's anything wrong with that.
Looked like a push in the back, didn't it, for you and I? Fern. It's the crossing, turned towards goal again. Flashed wide of the mark. And again, it's poor McAvoy, who is there or thereabouts, just can't get his effort on target.
Great ball in again from the wide player. Fern doesn't think twice about it, just fires it in there. Big striker almost just got the finishing touch on it.
United will still feel a little bit upset that that push on Ibrahimov wasn't given, which is what led to that opportunity. Gabriel lifts it into space down the right. Cross goes Will Thompson. Koto just gets a toe to that to knock it away from the Stoke City man.
Oh, Ajayi thought he was going to get called offside there. That's why he's not taking any more part in it.
And you can hear the reaction, can't you? Got to play to the whistle in those situations, Arthur.
Exactly, yeah. It was a great clearance stroke pass from Mills there to pick him out as well.
Yeah, Darren Fletcher suggesting that maybe it would be wise to let the referee the game.
Yeah, leave it to his domain.
Back it goes to Cameron Byrne-Hughes. Has conceded just 10 goals all season long in the Under-18s Premier League North. Hasn't played all of the games, Cameron Byrne-Hughes. Shared that honour with Freddie Heath, but still a quite astonishing statistic.
Yeah, between them, if you can concede less goals in the games you play, you're always on a winner, because you've got that much firepower in midfield and up front that you're hopefully going to win games, which they've done all season.
Cameron Byrne-Hughes has 12 appearances in the Under-18s Premier League North, conceded 10 goals and has 6 clean sheets, which means that all 10 of those goals have only come in 6 of the games that he's played, which is quite astonishing. Freddie Heath's record's not anything to be sniffed at either. He's played probably as many games, I would suggest. 14 games for Freddie Heath, conceded 12, also has 6 clean sheets. Just goes to show how well this side have defended over the course of the season. Again, that pressure from the front from United is so hard to deal with, Arthur.
I was just going to say, a good play again for them to get it back to the goalkeeper, who's got to kick it long there, then you have a chance of winning it. This occasion, we win the throw-in.
Arthur and I have said so many times this season that that pressure forces it to go long, turns into a 50-50, and then United win the ball back more. In fact, I say it turns into a 50-50. I'm not sure it does. I think United probably win the ball back more often in those situations than they do lose it.
Don't know what the linesman took the ref's attention for some reason.
Referee allowing some boots to be retied. Koto fouled by Nabalele.
Can't argue with that.
The referee keeping the communication lines open to the players.
Yeah, talking to them, which is some of them will appreciate that.
Good touch from Lasale, and he's got it away down the right-hand side too. Overy going to give it back to Lasale. Dangerous move this for Manchester United. Lasale looking to get the cross in. Brilliant sliding intervention, knocks it behind for a Manchester United
Just
corner.
Last-ditch tackle there, just stopping that cross going in. 3 or 4 red shots in the box as well. Just had a glance there to see where everybody is.
Lovely link-up play between Overy and Lasale. Former fullback sat next to me who's going to be appreciating that, I'm sure. McAvoy, low, near post. It's through to Mills. Back out to McAvoy. Mills with a tricky run down the right-hand side. His cross finds Lasale. Cleared away again. Mills still occupying the right wing position, comes back to Overy. McAvoy putting some pressure on. Back it comes to Dante Plunkett.
Yeah, good play from Plunkett.
Jai. Ibrahimov. McAvoy. Overy to Lasale. Quickly closed down, but rolls it back to Amir Ibrahimov. Good challenge from Ibrahimov. And Koto gets a little bit unlucky that it ricochets off his shins. And then Ibrahimov gets himself back to his feet, makes the challenge all the way back in his defensive line.
Yeah, thought he might have won the ball as well, but the ref deems it's gone the other way.
Nabalele takes a seat.
Yeah, just caught him with that challenge, I think, Ibrahimov, when he gets his foot in.
There's nothing intentional in there, is it? Just maybe has caught him. Time off then while we get the treatment on the field for the Stoke City midfielder. I was just saying that link-up play between James Overy and Samuel Lasale down the right-hand side. You'll know, Arthur, how important it is to have a productive relationship with the winger in front of you.
Oh, you've got to have a relationship with your white players. Just give them the ball and let them get on with it. And today, the 20 minutes that we've played, Lasale's been sort of excellent on that right-hand side. Overy just helping him and overlapping if he needs them.
Who was the right winger that or the winger that you had the best sort of footballing relationship with, Arthur?
Well, had a lot of players that could get the foot in and win the ball. Yeah, that's one thing. So if you don't dive in, they're going to get the ball. Robbo, Norman, Remy Moses, people like that, they'll win the ball back for you. Arnold Muren later on in his career, a great player to play with. He came here for 2 or 3 years. At the end of it, slide rule passer the ball. Lovely guy as well.
I think Arnold Muren was the first Dutch player to play for Manchester United, I think.
Your knowledge will be a lot better than mine, I would think, but yeah. Oh, slide rule pass of a ball, everything weighted perfectly. Little Jesper as well, another really good player, and get his foot in as well. Jesper Olsen.
Some great players down the years, Manchester United, present company included. Still waiting for the treatment to be all done and dusted. Off the field, Inabalele goes, as is the case once the trainers have been brought on. Throw in, finds Krymer. Lifted in again, Fern with the effort. He was unmarked inside the penalty area, but couldn't generate any power to really trouble Cameron Byrne-Hughes.
Yeah, he's done well with right-sided player Fern. Hits that with his left foot actually, gets it on target, but no problem for Byrne-Hughes.
McAvoy to Mills. Ibrahimov. Overy. That's the overlapping run, or the underlapping run from Amir Ibrahimov. Ibrahimov crosses towards Gabriel. Stretching for it, can't quite get there. Cleared away by Stoke. Covering tackle comes in from Rafe McCormack.
Yeah, just making sure that ball was out of play and United win it back.
United have dominated possession, created some good chances too, but can't underestimate just how important the chances that Stoke have created have been. They've managed to get in behind on a couple of occasions, haven't really troubled Cameron Byrne-Hughes.
Yeah, they've soaked up a lot of pressure, but United are pressing again to open the door and try and get that to lose the first goal.
I'm not sure Inabalele is going to be able to continue. Stoke are readying a substitution by the looks of things over on the far side. Ibrahimov, McAvoy, Overy, out to Lasale. Lasale is going to drive for the byline. Lovely run from Samuel Lasale. He looks to pull that back to Gabriel. McAvoy takes over.
Good play again on that right-hand side. Lasale driving towards that dead ball line, getting the crossing from there.
Really struggling to deal with Lasale, aren't they? Down that right. Turn of pace, quick feet. Here is the substitution for Stoke City. I think that is going to be for Inabalele. It's going to be Finlay Nixon who comes on to replace him. And that'll be a disappointment because he'd started the game pretty well. Inabalele, physical in midfield. Obviously, that little knock, too much for him to be able to continue. Finlay Nixon on in his place. Block challenge comes back to Aifi. Pull back, dangerous effort, what a finish that is. Spectacular from the edge of the area. Rattled home by Krymer. And Manchester United fall behind. Manchester United 0, Stoke City 1.
Yeah, pulled back to him perfectly there. He's just hit that with inside his right step. Keeps it down, giving Byrne-Hughes no chance. He probably thinks the ball's maybe going to go across him into the far corner, but it's went into the near post, drilled it in.
It's a good run from Ryan Lew. Just gets himself the right side, doesn't he, of Jay McAvoy, who then can't get back at him, and that's what allows him to get the cut-back cross in. And it is powered home by Jerome Krymer. And somewhat against the run of play, it's Stoke City that lead, Arthur.
Well, they've been predominant on the right-hand side, with Fern involved a few times. That's where the majority of the sort of attacking plays come from. But he didn't think about controlling that. He just put his boot through that with his instep, and wrong-footed Byrne-Hughes in the goals.
Looked out of play by Fern.
Well there, keeping that in pocket.
Yeah.
Thought it was going out of play, kept it in, got it back to Mills.
Slightly misplaced pass from Nkoto, put him in a bit of trouble, but dealt with it really well. Overy loses his footing. It's played against the Stoke player as well. He gets a stroke of good fortune.
Yeah, just lost his foot in there a little bit. Pitch has been well watered, as we've seen before the game.
You can actually see in patches on the pitch the water coming up off the back of the ball. It will dry out as the game goes on. Drainage here at Carrington Training Centre, and quality of the pitches is always excellent. Overy in a good position, looking to release Lasale. Lasale turns on the afterburners and gets there too. Waits for reinforcements, back down the line to Overy. The Australian Cruyff's in field. Ibrahimov. Back to McCormack. McAvoy.
Yeah, good play.
McAvoy, Ibrahimov. Overy's available on the right. Ibrahimov just allows that to run past him. Great awareness from McAvoy. Plunkett. Ajayi back to Plunkett. Now Manchester United are moving. Gabriel, what a turn from Gabriel. Pull back on the edge of the area. Free kick given.
Yeah,
Will be the first yellow card of the game as well.
Yeah, tugged his arm there, just done him there. Turned on a sixpence, as we've seen so many times throughout the season. Yeah, just short an arm there, really.
Zach Frost, the first to go in the referee's notebook. Great build-up, though, from United.
Yeah, patient build-up, I was going to say. Used over the right side of the pitch, over at the left.
Now, there is more than one capable of hitting these. Perfect for a right footer, this. Gabriel, Ibrahimov, McAvoy, all capable of hitting these. And it's right in range, Arthur. Well, you've now got the option for Gabriel to have a go. He's got McAvoy just square of him, look, with maybe a bit of room to fire one through. If he decides to go short, and Ibrahimov lurking too. It is Gabriel's going to have a go. Just fizzes it past the post. Good height, got it up and down. Got enough whip on it. In fact, probably got too much whip on it in the end.
Got to get it up quickly, which he's done. But you don't see the keeper. If the keeper's scrambling, it's close. The keeper made sort of no attempt on that, and it was just wide of that post and always getting further away from it.
Been playing half an hour, and that half an hour has absolutely flown by. Entertaining game between these two. Good physical work again from McAvoy. That's a good turn too from Achu. Dumped away. Gabriel gets there. Lovely bit of skill from Gabriel, but the pass just doesn't quite find its intended target. Brilliantly to get himself away. Kramer with the cross to Fern at the back post. Gets turned, gets another cross in. That's a big intervention and a brilliant stop on the line. Fantastic work. I think it's Rafe McCormack who extends the boot to keep it out.
Don't know how he's kept that out. It looked a goal all the way there, or he's got to help it in the net. Good play from Fern, good save by Burn Hughes, and What a fantastic clearance, the outside of his boot, to keep that out the net.
Seemed to defy the laws of physics after it came off the right boot of Burn Hughes and somehow went goalwards. Excellent from McCormack.
It's one of them you just think that the ball, everything's going to end up in the back of the net as you try to keep it out, but he's done ever so well to manage to get his foot around that and keep it out.
Mills. But Mills, who plays both sides at centre-back, tends to be on the right-hand side, doesn't he, when Dan Armour is playing, but with Dan Armour playing for the under-21s last night, what an absolutely incredible game of football that was between Manchester United and Manchester City in the playoffs. Partnering,
great result for them last night, winning that match.
The under-21s now face Brighton in the PL2 playoffs final. Finished second to Chelsea on the last day of the season. For my money, for all of the under-21s football we've seen all season, Manchester United have been the best side. Got a little bit unfortunate with two really early injuries in that game to Chido-Obi, the game against Chelsea that was. Chido-Obi and Sonny Al-Joffrey both having to leave the field. Injured two really influential players. Ended up losing to Chelsea and finishing second in the PL2 table, but have come flying through the playoffs and now play Brighton in the final. We'll get you the date for that as soon as we've got it. It's not been decided yet. And an opportunity to go on and win the playoffs. That's a lovely ball over the top for Lasale. Again, maybe just a bit much on it. Just wriggles over the touchline.
Yeah, just took a bounce there and a skid and just a little bit too hard in the end. Right idea though, because Lasale's had an excellent game in this first half on that side.
Dead ball line rather than touchline, Liam. Goal kick. Clearance from the goalkeeper, not for the first time in this first half, has been sent straight out of play on the far side.
Just going to say exactly that. He's done that a few times. He's got to get a different club out, I think.
The driver's not working today. It's every day for me, by the way.
That's early in the season. Let your body get warmed up.
Good touch, just gets Manchester United out of trouble from Amir Ibrahimov. That's a lovely ball through the middle for Lasale. Just ends up creeping wide of him. One of those that you've kind of got to take in stride, otherwise it was always going to wriggle away from you.
Yeah, usually the ball's been excellent. Mills hitting Lasale a few times as well.
The referee's got that decision right. I don't think that is a foul from McAvoy. I can understand why people shout for it, but I don't think there was enough contact. Mills to McAvoy. Stoke have managed to get into the penalty area on 2 or 3 occasions. Been a really even game. Maybe, despite their lack of possession, have created the better of the opportunities.
Big physical side. Similar to when we played them, I think it was before Christmas.
2-1 that game finished, didn't it, to Manchester United. Ibrahimov just checking that shoulder before he decided to play it back to Cameron Burn-Hughes. Good practice to get into that if you're a young footballer. You're aware of your surroundings. Not all of us have the built-in radar of Players like Casemiro seems to know where everybody is on the pitch all of the time.
Yeah, midfield players have got to have sort of X-ray vision everywhere, looking right and left, who's behind them, where your teammates are.
Some season that Casemiro has put in for Manchester United's men's first team. They're in action again, 3 o'clock this afternoon against Sunderland at the Stadium of Light. Matchday Live with you from 2 o'clock. Keep you up to date with everything going on, including team news and analysis, previewing that game before we get underway at 3 o'clock. McAvoy goes back to Burn Hughes. Overy does well to get something on that. I think it might have been his back in the end, but it picks out Lasale. Lasale's looking for the cross, deflects behind for another corner.
Yeah, he's had a great game on that right-hand side, along with Overy as well. Done very well to win that header. Overy jumping against somebody who's the same height as him.
Just managed to sneak it round the corner. Didn't know whether it had come off his sort of back or whether it had come off his head. Short one taken to Gabriel. Gabriel's right-footed effort looks to sneak through, turned away, picked up by Gabriel on the edge of the box. Looking for a little bit of space, gets the left-footed shot in and forces another good save from Chivers down low to his left-hand side.
Good save from the goalkeeper, Chivers there. He thinks it's probably going to go to the far side of the goal. He gets out his feet again, Gabriel. Switches onto his left foot, tries to drill it in the near post. Strong hand from Chivers.
That's a good save. Outswinger. Jai looking for it. I think that's going to go behind for another corner, is it? Yes, I think it is. Gabriel goes short. And Koto whips in the delivery near post. Behind it goes again. It's going to be another corner. 4th consecutive corner kick for Manchester United, 2 from each side.
Yeah, United finishing this half strongly as they've been on top most of it anyway, but just trying to get that equaliser.
And Koto to Gabriel. Gabriel with a bit of space, looking for a little bit more, but dispossessed by Lou. Excellent from Dante Plunkett, yeah, really good.
Good covering, didn't have to tackle, used his body there, got himself between the ball and the man.
They are quick on the counter-attack, Stoke City. McAvoy was in good position. Burn Hughes. We've got 3 3/4 minutes to go until we get to half-time, plus whatever stoppages, which will be at least a couple of minutes after the injury to Inabalele. And a goal on a substitution too. Into space, down the right, for Overy. Got time to measure this one, looks to clip it into the box. And as he does so, it's blocked behind for another corner.
Again down that right-hand side. Overy this time getting to the dead ball line.
Overy. Good return to Overy. Time to play will be another corner. They're under a bit of pressure here, Stoke, from the Manchester United set piece.
Yeah, half a dozen corners in 10 minutes, I would think. Linesman's not happy.
Don't think the ball had stopped. Corner is retaken. Gabriel. the box again for Nkoto. Looking for room, can't find the room. Recycled. Lasale. Lasale looks to get the cross in. Ibrahimov. Nkoto. Back to Ibrahimov. Manchester United camped in and around the Stoke City penalty area. McAvoy. Plunkett. Ibrahimov. Lasale. It is resolute defending from Stoke City. Through the lines, Overy is offside.
It looked as if he was offside before that ball got hit. You just got to get yourself back on side.
It's been an entertaining first half. United have been knocking on the door after.
Just can't quite get that goal, gets them back into it again. I'm sure they'll keep trying.
Koto with the header. Lasale retrieves. Trickery off the right wing. Lovely footwork from Lasale. Across it comes to Ajayi and finds the equaliser, but not until after it had popped up and come off the German's hand.
Just unlucky there, really. Just bounced up, knew nothing about it. He's not trying to control it with his hand, it just came up. Lasale doing the damage again.
He's just falling forward, isn't he? Ball in the back of the net, but it's been disallowed. Lasale's footwork, really exceptional down that right-hand side. Plunkett looking to release Gabriel, who's not offside. Gabriel finding space, gets the shot in too, palmed over the bar well.
A great play again by the young lad. Shifting it right to left all the time. We've seen him surprise goalkeepers before throughout the season, smashing that.
Just don't know which way he's going, do you?
Yeah, exactly.
Gabriel just impeding Lou. Ball had already sort of escaped his close control, but referee making a decision that too much from the youngster. Left alone by Plunkett. Collected by Cameron Byrne-Hughes. McCormack. Overy. Ibrahimov. Back to Rafe McCormack. Rafe McCormack surveying what's in front of him, gets it back from Nkoto. It's well collected by Ibrahimov.
Yeah, good play, patient play as well.
McAvoy. McAvoy. 3 Stoke players just making life a little tricky. So width is the way that United go. Look to be played in behind to Overy. If that hasn't collided with the hand, I'll be astonished, but the referee doesn't give it. Ibrahimov finds himself on the edge of the area, looks to get it across to Lasale, bouncing around and loose, but eventually tidied up by Stoke. Good footwork from Krymer, goal scorer. He's up to the edge of the area again. Stabbing tackle goes in from Nkoto. Ibrahimov. There's no option but to retreat here, Amir Ibrahimov. All the way back to the goalkeeper. We're not going to have too much more time added on at the end of this first half. Gabriel. Yeah, he uses his body well.
Yeah, he understands where the defender's coming from, which side, so he just takes it the opposite way all the time. Just got impeded on that occasion.
His shirt's looking a little worse for wear, Gabriel. That's a good thought from Manchester United. Just didn't quite get enough bend on that to fade it into the path of Samuel Lasale. I would imagine that this goal kick will be the last action of the first half. We've played well, Arthur.
It's been excellent. We're watching most of the play attacking, but unfortunately we're behind to that solitary goal in the first half. Yeah,
Jerome Krymer is the difference between these two sides. Cut back to him brilliantly on the edge of the penalty area, rifled home right-footed into the back of the net. Cameron Byrne-Hughes with no chance of stopping it. Manchester United have had chances at the other end too. Closest from Gabriel, close to half-time, but unable to find the finishing touch, and it means that at the break, Manchester United trails Stoke City by a 1-0.
It's always nice to see the support from the fans, especially like when they're really positive like this, and obviously want to achieve a lot of things here, and yeah, why not trophies and of course a lot of goals.
There's been a real shift in emphasis to consider how the art of coaching changes based on the age of the player that you're working with.
Manchester United is the greatest sporting story ever told. Now they're all going to write their own chapters.
The academy, the history, the values, the principles of how important giving young people a chance, that's never changed.
It's the same if you're working with an 8-year-old or if you're working with an 18-year-old. I think those behaviours, those values have to be prominent in everything that you do if you want to compete at the highest level.
We're trying to help them become individuals who are talented enough to play on the world stage.
Oh, what a ball, son. What an idea that is.
Ethan Wheatley on, and what a moment for Manchester United's academy.
This is the club's DNA, it's just to win trophies and play in these big games.
Offside, surely. No, flag stays down. Shot comes in. Oh, what a stop. And it needed to be as well, because that was an exocet from Chimera Reaper. Fallon Tullis-Joyce diving away, makes a really good save.
And a brilliant save from a fantastic strike.
What does it take to be a Manchester United player?
It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of humility and hard work. I'll keep saying it a lot. It takes a lot of hard work and grounded and understanding that there's talent's one thing and ability's one thing and the privileges of playing is one thing, but actually it comes back down to the basics, the fundamentals, treating people right, respect people, look after each other and fight for each other, and the rest of it comes on top, whether that's tactics, whether that's technique, whether that's goal celebrations, whatever that is. It needs to be underpinned by a foundation of that we're all in it together, and we're fighting for everything we can get, and it takes a lot of hard work. You know, there's no easy way around it, and there shouldn't be. You know, you get to the top because you deserve to, and you can't do it. You can't do it softly, should I say? And that's the buzz of it. That's part of the you got to feed off it. You got to feed off that energy, and we got to keep driving forward.
Welcome back to the Carrington Training Centre. Manchester United trailing Stoke City by 1-0. Manchester United with the majority of the possession, actually managed some good opportunities too, but it's Stoke that have the lead. They've taken a really good chance that they had cut back on the edge of the penalty area and fired home. On the balance of the game, probably about right, Arthur?
I thought the possession would have been a bit more when you see the stats in front of us now, but certainly United have done everything right apart from just getting that goal to get us back into the game. Hopefully that will come in the second half.
Yeah, hopefully that's the case. Manchester United creating those chances, and a raft of corners towards the end of that they were unable to convert. Let's take a look at how the first half went. First opportunity was Gabriel. He's playing in this false 9 position, but all of Manchester United's good work coming down the right-hand side, Arthur.
Yeah, great effort there, just sliding in to get a contact with that. Unfortunately, hits it with outside his foot and just lifts it over.
Decides to go with his right rather than his left, Gabriel, and just gets underneath it. A couple of opportunities then came for Stoke, and this is where they've been really dangerous, down their right-hand side with Elliot Fern.
Yeah, great early ball going in there, comes back to him, just cuts it back for his teammate, little back heel from the big striker, doesn't get the target.
First of a couple of opportunities for McAvoy inside the Manchester United penalty area, but it is Fern that has been really dangerous, and that is not far away at all, is it? What a finish that would have been.
Yeah, Fern doing the damage on that right again here.
And again, it's McAvoy that we're looking at. That ball from Fern, and it's only just wide again.
Good play again, great ball in, and good attempt by the big striker getting his shot away there.
Well, that right-hand side for Stoke City has been really important. Out it comes to Fern again. This is where the first goal comes from. Good build-up play, and the early ball into the penalty area from Lou, finding Kreimer.
A great strike by Kreimer as well. Gives Burnhughes no chance. Puts his boot through that, hits it with his instep, just curl it in at the near post.
Puts his laces through that, doesn't he? And absolutely no chance for Cameron Burnhughes to get anything on it. Gabriel's free kick was whipped goalwards, just too much whip in the end.
Yeah. Great to get it up and down and movement on it as well. Chiver's not really too concerned, so it's probably a couple of feet wide.
Didn't know whether it was a lack of concern or he'd just completely given up on him one way or the other. Well, Manchester United did have to get the emergency defending out for this one as it comes back in from Fern, off the boot of the goalkeeper. What a clearance off the line from Rafe McCormack.
Incredible clearance, that, coming running back in towards your own goal. You think he's going to end up in the net, ball, man, everything, but he gets his foot round that and keeps it out.
Defied the laws of physics, really, coming off the boot of Cameron Burnhughes. Don't know how that ended up going goalwards, but it did. And then Manchester United had one in the back of the net, only for it to be ruled out for a handball from Noah Ajayi. But again, it's Lasale down the right-hand side. Look at that footwork. Finds Ajayi, comes off his hand there.
Just unlucky. I think he knew himself as well. It just bounced up and hit his hand, but Lasale doing the damage, just got to keep giving him the ball out wide right.
Bobbles up and just catches him there. And he kind of knew straight away, you could see from the reaction from the German winger after he put the ball in the back of the net, that it wasn't going to count. So United have had the opportunities here, and they'll be hoping to make some of them pay as we go through the second half. A little bit later on this afternoon, Manchester United's men's first team in action away at Sunderland. The big story of the day is whether or not Bruno Fernandes will make it to that magical mark of 20 assists in a single season. It's one of many stats that have gone Bruno Fernandes' way over the course of the campaign. He's been looking at those stats with Opta.
Matt's here from Opta. Bruno, how much emphasis do you put on stats and how much are you across all your various statistics? I guess it's quite a lot.
No, to be honest, on my own ones, I don't really look at it. I just focus on my game and what I have to do, because I think you have to use the stats, but in a certain way, because sometimes if you just look at the stats, it's not realistic, let's say. Like, obviously numbers don't lie, but in terms of football, like let's talk about, we talk a lot, like was a lot of conversation between through the years about me and let's say the accuracy of passing. But then if I miss passings trying to make something happen and by playing the ball forward, I don't mind it, because if I don't take that risk, then yeah, I might miss 8 or 10, but then I'm gonna get one right and we win the game by that. I'm gonna be happy with it. I don't mind that. Then I'm not the highest with the percentage or whatever, but obviously you want to get as high as possible.
Yeah, this season you've created nearly 50 more chances than any other player in the Premier League. And when we go back to your debut at Man United, you can see here, this is a B-Swarm graphic, so it contains every player that's played in the Premier League since your debut. The majority of players will create under 100 chances. Here, you're miles ahead, over 200 ahead of anyone else since your debut in the Premier League. And I think it's quite interesting what you say there about risk versus reward as well. You're a player that's willing to take those risks to get the maximum reward. And we've seen criticism of certain players like yourself, or even Lionel Messi at times, where they'll have metrics like possession lost, where you've lost a lot of possession, but that's because you're taking those risks to create chances to win games, and I think that's what makes you such a special player. So we've looked back at the kind of level of chance created compared to other players and how far ahead you are of those players. And a lot of that is actually down to the fact that you play so many games and so many minutes and you're able to sustain that time on pitch. So over the last 5 or 6 seasons since you joined United in your debut, you have played more games and played more minutes than any player in the top 5 European leagues at club level. So you've been able to sustain that. And when you did suffer a short-term injury this season, it only took you 3 games to come back. So how do you think you sustain that amount of football, and what makes you able to keep yourself at the top of the game that long?
No, I think everyone has their own way of treating themselves. Like you need to do. I think nowadays what's wrong, you have a lot of information how to do it, how is better, how is worse, and whatever. But I think not a lot of people do it what's the best for them. They just look at the overall picture and say like, oh, this guy does this, I should do it. Obviously, as more things you do to be ready for the games and to try to be as fit as possible, better it is. But I think you have to find what's better for you and for your for your profile as a player, for your profile as a physically wise. You don't need to always do what others are doing, but you can add that if it's in your profit and if it's good for you. Then when we speak about numbers and creating chances and all these things, as you said before, like I look at this in a way of, obviously you want to see your numbers as high as possible, but at the same time, the position I play requires that I take more risks than the other ones. And obviously when you play in a team that you probably have to be the one trying to create that more often than other players, you're going to end up missing more opportunities and more chances than the other ones. And that's normal, but that's part of the game. And it's something that you have to deal with it and deal with the criticism, deal with the good things, with the bad things in the same way. But for me is that if these numbers are helping the team and doing like the right thing for the team in the right moments, they are good numbers. If not, I have to adjust my game and try something different.
So this season you've created 19 chances for Matheus Cunha. That's the most of any player for another teammate in the Premier League. And that's actually your 4th most in the season at Man United. How much the signings of Cunha and Mbeumo helped you with your chance creation? Because you've made more through balls than you ever have done in a Premier League season before.
Obviously, I think in the beginning of the season, playing a little bit deeper made me have more through balls. And they were the 210s more or less most of the time. So when you get the balls, then that's what I speak when you play a little bit deeper then and you have guys in front of you in between the lines. It's just about getting that ball through in the best way possible for them to get a chance of shooting or serving the other 10 or the other striker. In that time we had playing with 3 guys up front.
Yeah, as we see here, these are the chances that you've created, and they're the high-quality chances that you've created since Michael Carrick was named as manager. A lot of them have come on that right-hand side of the box. A recent goal Casemiro scored against Leeds came from that position as well. Is that something, that position you like picking up on that right-hand side of the box and floating those balls in?
I'll say that because I float a lot in that zone there, and now with Michael, he doesn't want me to be stuck just in the middle. The outswing crosses are very dangerous, because obviously the in-swing is much harder for them to head the ball, because it's less power on the ball normally. It's not as easy for them to put power on the ball also when they're heading. So that's probably the reason, let's say.
I think just finally, because I know time's running out, mate, you said about the number of games Bruno's played, and we know you love playing so much, but it's the most across the top 5 leagues, and I guess it's something you just want to keep going and keep motoring on.
Yeah, I just want to play as much as I can until the end of my career, because we all know it's a very short career, and I want to enjoy it as much as I can, because I won't be able to do it for a long period. I'm gonna make it as long as possible, but not as long as I would like to. But so for me, it's about enjoying, and if I'm in a good shape, in a good way of being helpful to the team, I will always put myself in line to play.
That's great, Winner. Thank you.
Thank you.
Incredible. Bruno Fernandes, what a season he's had, and he's won the Football Writers Player of the Year award as well. I've seen that in the last 24 hours, and it could not really have gone any better for him this season. Hopefully, with 3 games left to go, Bruno Fernandes can find a way to grab a couple of assists between now and the end of the season and write his name in the history books, and really set a marker down as Bruno Fernandes being one of the greatest ever Premier League midfielders. Brilliant stuff. Change for Manchester United, and Yul Halafu is onto the field, replacing Rafe McCormack. So McCormack making way, Halafu on, and that'll be a little bit of a switch around. Halafu will play at right back, and that probably means that James Overy will just move in field ever so slightly, which is a slightly unusual position for him, but equally capable of playing there. And it's going to be Stoke to get us underway in the second half. Ryan Luke over the ball.
Yes, JJ, get right up to the ball. Get playing, boys, come on. Straight into the game.
Referee blows the whistle, and we are underway in the second half, with Stoke City leading by a goal to nil. As I say, just that one change, and it is Halafu that goes to right back, and you can see that means that James Overy's moved just inside to centre-back. What that does do is it gives Manchester United a little bit more bite in midfield, because Halafu will play that inverted full-back role where he joins in midfield, that one that was made popular, I guess, by João Cancelo at Manchester City under the tutelage of Pep Guardiola. Something that has become more and more important.
Yeah, he pushes into the midfield area. He's like another midfield player that you can have.
Trails of water on the pitch as the rain tumbles down at the Carrington Training Complex. Well, it was a relatively pleasant day when we started, but as is always the case in Greater Manchester, the rain does have a tendency to roll in out of nowhere.
I'm sure the players won't mind that anyway. It makes the pitch nice and zippy for them to pass the ball around.
Well collected by Burn Hughes.
Comfortable, sets his side off again in the attack.
Jay just trying to bring that under control, and it scampers away from him.
Yeah, just scurried up with that rain that's come down.
McAvoy, Ibrahimov, Halafu. Down the line to Lasale. Halafu goes on the overlap. Comes in field to Ibrahimov. Manchester United's women's first team making their way off the training pitch behind. They're the players that you can see walking off. The next game, 16th of May, final game of the season against Chelsea. 1 o'clock kickoff for that one. Yeah, the rain increases its intensity, just as Manchester United will be attempting to over the course of this second half to get themselves back in the game and potentially ahead. Stretching control from Ajayi. It's the second tackle in 2, but can't keep it in play.
Yeah, hopefully we can get him involved a little bit more on that left-hand side as we did in the first. Lusali was doing all the damage on this side. Hopefully Ajayi can contribute on that left-hand side.
Yeah, Letitia and Hinata Miyazawa getting a bit of a run on to get themselves out of the rain. Manchester United captain and the instrumental midfielder this season, Hinata Miyazawa. Halafu looks to no-look that into the penalty area. It doesn't quite come off, but it does come out to Lasale. Lasale's going to get the cross in. Falls to Gabriel. And his twisting effort wide of the mark.
Are you going with that? Done well to get it under control. Just one inside another corner.
It's going to rain, but I don't think it's going to rain this much.
Well, we've gone from a light drizzle to positively biblical in the space of about 3 minutes. Excellent intervention from Ibrahimov. You can hear the rain bouncing off the rain covers and umbrellas. The effects microphone. Does have a tendency to come in sideways at Carrington as well, so even if you're undercover like our camera ops are, every chance they're getting drenched underneath that canopy.
I'll go viral now.
Yeah, all sorts of weather in a couple of hours.
Well, for those of you that might be watching from afar and have never had the opportunity to visit Greater Manchester, this is kind of what you can expect in the spring and the autumn. Sometimes you can get 4 seasons in not even 1 day. Sometimes you can get 4 seasons in about an hour and a half.
They did say that. I think the chance of this happening this week, there's a little bit of flash of lightning there, I think.
Interception. Forward it comes, and Stoke have got an opportunity here early in the second half. Another good interception from Dante Plunkett, who has been excellent defensively. Achu into the area, out sliding comes Byrne Hughes. Halafu. Ibrahimov, full flight here for Amir Ibrahimov. He is fouled on halfway.
Yeah, you could see that happening. He's just got his toe there before the tackle came in.
Actually nutmegs Stoke player. Oh, that's a lovely ball again. Onside to Nkoto. Gets the cross in, chance here maybe. Falls again for Gabriel, and now a chance for McAvoy. And somehow Stoke City have got it away. And McAvoy, as he tries to make a connection with the ball that was loose, I think catches the Stoke defender.
Yeah, good ball in. Off the post. Straight back to Gabriel. McAvoy just couldn't quite get there. Maybe catches a Stoke defender in the back of his calf, I think.
The referee, understanding as he gives the free kick, says, look, there's nothing untoward there, it's nothing naughty, it's just that you have made a connection. McAvoy with the challenge. Referee says that that is an unfair one from the United midfielder. Free kick given again. Well, wonderful weather for ducks and for growing new grass on Carrington pitches.
Yeah, I'm sure the players are used to this, but not at this time of year, though.
To this stage of the season, and you're kind of hoping for shirt sleeves, aren't you?
You hope so, and hopefully we'll get that in the next few weeks.
That's a good touch, and Ferns is into the area again. Looks to clip that into the box. The sliding intervention comes from the United captain, Amir Ibrahimov.
Yeah, done well helping out Plunkett there. Gets the dead ball line, Fern again. Ibrahimov coming over that sliding challenge.
Played well off the right-hand side, hasn't he, Elliot Fern?
Cameraman, he's lucky as you.
Rain increases its intensity again. Chance here for Stoke from the corner. Whipped in, dangerous one, comes all the way through. The initial connection is a good one that flashes it across the 6-yard box. Little over from Nkoto. It's a great pass into the feet of Gabriel, who has just tripped the offside trap.
Yeah, great ball from Nkoto, especially letting the ball run. Flick on again now. McCormack just brings it away.
There's Zach Frost with a little back header. Flashes it across the 6-yard box.
He would have expected one of his teammates to be on the end of that.
Well, that free kick for the offside is probably 10 yards too further, closer to the halfway line than it should be.
Oh, I don't have to do that. I do have running up here.
Jay chasing Gabriel, closing down. Well, in behind, Hughes with the comfortable header cushions that into the path of his teammate.
He's done ever so well there, been outside his box, dealt with that comfortably.
Into Plunkett, Plunkett to the byline, stands up the cross, loose in the area, maybe going to fall for Lasale. A good intervention, gets it away. Halafu, Ibrahimov looking for some room inside the area. Halafu. McAvoy, delicate ball in, comes to Lasale. McAvoy.
He's done well, Ibrahimov there again. Reading the situation, they're going to break out Stoke, but he doesn't allow it.
Lovely control from Noah Ajayi. Goes again, finds some space, gets the shot in, what a finish! That is a piece of brilliance from Noah Ajayi. The German fires into the bottom left-hand corner for the equaliser. Fantastic footwork and an immaculate finish, 1-1.
Yeah, drills that in as he comes in on his right foot. Just takes it away for two Stoke defenders, giving Chivers no chance. Low down to his right-hand side. Knows exactly what he's doing, gets away from the two purple shots, fires that in, gets United back in level terms again.
Nothing less than they deserve. And that is a really wonderful solo effort from Noah Ajayi. Stop-go treatment. Finds the space, gets the shot on target. And now Manchester United with the bit between their teeth. Halafu, Ibrahimov, back to Halafu. Lasale. Good footwork from Lasale as well. Finds Gabriel, takes it with him, gets the pass away. Ibrahimov. Nkoto. United in a positive position again. Another over into Ibrahimov. Back to McAvoy. McAvoy! Left foot effort is over the top.
Yeah, we've seen him do that before. Just try to get enough bend on that on his left foot as it comes to him. Patient build-up again from United on the edge of the box. Just gets his foot round it, but just unfortunately couldn't keep it down.
Masale nods this down to Nkoto and then continues his run. Nkoto trying to find some space. Closed out of it, ricochets around inside the area. Ajayi fighting for it. Smuggled clear, half clear by Stoke. Halafu stands up the cross all the way to the back post, and I don't think Gabriel was anticipating that it was going to get over the top of Aifi.
Yeah, Aifi just went for the header there and missed it completely, and that seems to surprise Gabriel as the ball dropped at his feet.
Well, I think the rain, I'm going to say it, might just be easing up for a moment. Double change coming for Stoke. First change is going to be McAvoy.
Gonna get wet once. Nice walk, nice day.
And the second change is going to be the captain, by the looks of things, Pedro Nzao, to make way.
Drop you off it all, then I'll tell you.
Let you know who comes on just as soon as I see the numbers. One of the changes, Tyler Martin. You can't keep that one in play. Substitute. Down the line for Nkoto. Good cross too. David Chiguada is the other player that has entered the field of play.
Gabriel just inches away from getting a vital touch on that. Skidding in.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of on trial, so because at the time of year it is, obviously you're not getting given your pro or you're not getting your score or whatever it's doing. So we've got
away from Ibrahimov. Back to Mills. Confirmation of those changes on your screen now. McAvoy and Nzao making way for Martin and Chiguada. Masale again with the good footwork. McAvoy looks to play that between the lines, just gets a bit much on it. How to play for the goal kick. Well, I would imagine that Darren Fletcher has been drier in his life. Hair slicked across that forehead in the downpour. One.
Yeah, another good defensive header again there from Mills.
Clearing header, hits a Stoke player on the way through. Lou picks up Nixon. Lou's going to try and get the cross in, but it is straight at Cameron Byrne-Hughes.
Yeah, comfortable for him at his near post there.
McAvoy straight through the middle looking for Gabriel. Picked up by Achu. Into the penalty area. Chance maybe for Fern. Good block from Mills.
Another good challenge there from Mills coming in. Fern again cutting inside into the box on his right foot.
You need Gaz's pass now, don't you?
It's been a thorn in our side, that right hand side. Fern.
And Plunkett's played well actually at left back for Manchester United.
He just needed a little bit of support and a bit of help now and again.
Ajayi, goal scorer for United. Takes his man on again, and he's into the penalty area again. Noah Ajayi, driving effort, takes a big deflection on the way through, up and over the top for a corner.
Yeah, he's been more involved in this second half, causing them problems, Stoke on the right-hand side. As he cuts inside, unfortunately it just goes a little bit too high and the challenge comes in.
There's an argument there that Gabriel's in a slightly more central position. It's a good cross from Lasale, lifted towards the back post too. Behind it goes for a corner.
He fired that cross in, Lasale, from that right-hand side. Thompson didn't really know much about that as he flicks it over his own crossbar.
Foul is given for Manchester United for the challenge on Gabriel.
Close-knit sweat, only 20 quid. Good value this game.
The conversations that you can hear down below, it's actually spectators in it. Carrington. Good work from Gabriel, and he's still going. Gabriel, can he get the cross in? Decides to have a go. Saved at the near post by Chivers.
I think he's done the Stoke defenders a favour there, because if he goes to ground, I'm sure he'll get a spot kick. Stays on his feet, tries to dink that in at the near post. Very tight angle, but almost tries to sort of bamboozle the keeper.
Two changes coming for Manchester United, and Koto and Bradbury both coming on. See who's going to make way. In just a moment.
What did you do on Saturday? I somewhere around watching little boys play football.
But fresh legs. And that will drop Gabriel just a little deeper, give him a bit of a target to aim at. Halafu back to Nkoto.
No, over the James Green, that one's going on what?
It's McAvoy and Nkoto who leave the field. Bradbury and the other Nkoto brother onto the pitch. Oh, it's hit the crossbar. Well, it's an effort from distance. I wonder whether it might be a cross, but it rattles off the woodwork. That's a lovely effort. Brought down there by Ibrahimov. Has a go.
He's done well with his control there. It beat the defender as the ball skidded up.
Full face of the crossbar.
Almost put United 2-1 up.
Overy to Ibrahimov. Plunkett darts past the number 9 of Krymer. Ajayi gets to the byline, stands up the cross. Lasale was lurking.
Great place from Ajayi on that left-hand side, digging that one out from the dead ball line. Lasale couldn't quite get a header on it.
It's good play from Overy, just blocking off Krymer to give Mills a bit of time and space. Gets the ball out to Lasale. Overy. Little run through the middle before clipping the ball out to Ajayi. Ajayi stands one up to the back post. Just gets too much girl on it, and it's out of play.
He's been a lot more involved in the second half, causing them a problem over that left-hand side. Just try to stand up at the back post for Ibrahimov. Just a little bit too hard.
Excellent analysis going on around that effect microphone down. My favourite part of that is that you can only get wet once, so which is absolutely right.
Yeah, get yourself soaked and that's it done.
Yeah, you can only get wet once. It's proper Mancunian insight and knowledge, isn't it?
I must be showing off first half. Not a touch second half.
Well cleared by rapidly approaching Zach Frost. Different challenge for Frost now with Bradbury on the field. Much more of an out-and-out forward. It's been stolen back well. Krymer. It's it out to Fern. Fern trying to give it back to Krymer. Clearly pulls the shirt of Albert Mills, and the referee spots that too.
Yeah, he's been sort of facing him as well.
Hey, yeah,
Oh, he's up towards Bradbury, deflects off there, number 16. Another play for a Stoke City throw. Another player that's done very well. First season with the under-18s, and more to come from Louis Bradbury. Fights for that, and he's impeded.
That's him all day long, isn't it? Really, he's fighting for balls there, alone up front. Hold of 1-2 defenders coming in from either side.
My favourite bit of that is that the second that the free kick's given, he's only got one thought, and that's to get himself back in the middle. Cross from Ibrahimov, collected by Kreimer, beaten to it by Ajayi. Just skips away from it. The referee's just stopping play here for a reason, and that reason is that the goalkeeper's bootlace needs retying. I want to take his gloves off, so across comes a teammate to do the job for him.
Yeah, that's what they're there for. Centre-halves helping out.
On the list of dirty work that centre-halves have to do. Heading, clearing, tying goalkeepers' bootlaces.
Yeah, keep them happy. You've got to keep the goalkeepers happy. Have to do.
Ajayi, dancing feet again from Noah Ajayi, who again is just trying to keep himself away from the clearance. He doesn't want to have to knock it out of play for the throw-in.
Yeah, that's what Fern's trying to do. Just knock it against the opponent and get himself out of trouble.
Mills plays this back to Overy. Halafu. Albert Mills. Plunk it infield to Ibrahimov. Ibrahimov tries to help that forward. And Koto drops in. Tyler Martin. He finds himself some space, gets the shot in too. Straight at Ben Hughes again.
Got himself into the box, but couldn't get any power in his shot, thankfully.
Come on, Stoke!
Infield by Nixon. Turned around the corner by Lou. Chu gives it back to Lou. Lou caught by Nkoto. Referee says nothing doing. And then he does give the free kick.
Yeah, allowed it to transpire just to see how Stoke progress. Eventually gives them the free kick in the end. Just a little bit of a push there from Koto.
His back. Took his sleeve in my eyes, Mum.
I think that's probably the right decision from the referee. Tyler Martin standing over the free kick.
Making them look good, though, isn't it?
Lasale is going to act as the one-player wall. He's going to be joined by Noah Ajayi towards the back post, left alone by everybody. Oh no! But, referee says that Albert Mills has definitely got a touch to it. Gives the corner.
Just got a little bit of a flick on it just to make sure.
He was trying to get himself out of the way, wasn't he? Albert Mills.
Just trying to get out of the way. Maybe help with one of the Stoke players there as well.
Drag him down 2 inches with a good weight.
Whipped in. Headed away by Ibrahimov. Comes out to Fern. There's a wild blast at that one. Into the final 20 minutes, and Manchester United looking to try and find the winner after Noah Ajayi picked out the equaliser.
Stop putting subs on. Yeah, I've changed a couple. 14 come on. 16.
Yeah, they swap 2, don't they?
Yeah.
Cameron Byrne-Hughes.
16, 14.
Yeah, just sizing up his options there where they can drill one up to the front players.
United being patient. They know they've still got time on their side to go and find the winner. They've been the better side in this second half. Well, that's one back and a chance for Lou. Well, tackled by Halafu.
Yeah, he does well, moving the ball on to Lusale.
Lovely balance from Lasale again as he tries to drive that pass cross field. Back by Plunkett.
Just stopped him in their tracks there, Plunkett, pushing into midfield and getting a tackle in.
He's had a good game. Dante Plunkett out on that far side. Not been easy with Elliot Fern driving towards him for the majority of the game. Another change coming here for Stoke as Ogbabor enters the fray. Chiguarda is the man to have made way. Now only just come onto the field. David Chiguarda. So it must be a little injury.
Must be feeling something.
Out of play. Referee decides that is a Stoke throw-in. Darren Fletcher has decided that a coat needed to go over the top. The problem is that he's locked in all the damp that was on the t-shirt before he's put the coat on, Arthur.
I was going to say, where he was brought up, I'm sure he must be used to this type of weather, coming from Edinburgh.
Right. Lots of wonderful names for the rain, the Scots, haven't they? I think Dreeky might be my favourite.
Yeah, I miss all that. Just get used to this Mancunian stuff now.
No.
15 to go. Manchester United searching for the breakthrough. Trying to unlock this game that's locked level. Lasale might be able to provide that. Looks to put the ball in behind to Gabriel and just underhits the pass. Intercepted by Overy.
I was going to say, right idea, just need a little bit more on it.
Slip allows Nkoto to get on the ball. Alafu, Ibrahimov. Flick round the corner, it's been kept in as well, and Ibrahimov's in possession. Ibrahimov in the box, looks to get the cross in. Off the shins and behind for a corner.
Yeah, just trying to cut that into the box for Gabriel, I think. He'll play on this right-hand side.
It's a lovely flick, isn't it, from Nkoto? Lasale, edge of the area. Gabriel's effort rattles into the forehead of the defender. A brave header. Has that had some speed on it?
Looks as if it was going to nestle in that far corner.
Nkoto. It's a great tackle from Albert Mills, and then a pull of the shirt and a wrestle to the floor from Achu. The referee allows advantage. Ibrahimov, overlapping run from Nkoto, drilled into the box but turned away again.
Yeah, great challenge on the halfway line for Mills there to win that ball. Good refereeing as well.
Nkoto to Mills. Plunkett. Noah Ajayi. Up against Fern. Ajayi drives to the byline, pulls it back brilliantly to Gabriel. Great wing play and a great finish too from Gabriel. Manchester United's top scorer this season makes it 26 for the campaign. Rattled in after a brilliant cross from Noah Ajayi, 2-1.
Yeah, he's had numerous attempts at goal today and finally breaks his duck, really. Ajayi there doing it ever so well. Lets the ball run across his body there like any good striker would do. Opens up, makes his right foot big. Helps that ball into the net past Chivers, giving them no chance.
And it's been coming, I think. Manchester United well on top in this second half. And they now lead Stoke by 2-1.
Yeah, he's had a few attempts and Chivers has been up to it as well, but no chance for the keeper on that occasion.
Gabriel chasing after that one. Allows it to bounce. Going to take the throw in. He's going to find Ajayi. Ajayi with the footwork again on the edge of the penalty area. Picks out Nkoto. Halafu. Lasale. 1-2 from Nkoto is intercepted. Ogbabo beaten to it by Mills.
We'll have to stop him there. He's tracking Mills. Attack down.
Grimer. Crunching tackle from Ibrahimov. Intercepted by Nkoto.
Clever play there, just nicking the ball away from the Stoke player.
Halafu back to Burn Hughes. Get some distance on it.
Yeah, good play from Bradbury there. Getting impeded, keeps possession for his side.
Held it up brilliantly. He's going to get the return as well. Plays it in behind to Ajayi. Ajayi for his second of the game. Good save from the goalkeeper. Just had to get something on it. Got two big wrists to do it, and then you've got to rely on your defenders to get back and help you out. They do exactly that.
Yeah, Jai does well. They're getting it out his feet. Hits it early with his left foot. Chivers was up to that one.
Zach Frost back and helping out his goalkeeper. Reacts fastest. Ajayi.
You can get no favour, though. I love it. God cross.
Looks to lift that between a couple.
It's because we can fix cars.
Stoke managed to get that away. Nice challenge. Referee allows play to continue. And Koto out to Plunkett. Crossfield ball carries through to Lasale. Ball back to Gabriel. Gabriel's first time effort. A weak one.
Yeah, he's just put his boot through that as soon as that ball came in from Lasale. On target, but doesn't trouble the keeper Chivers.
And Plunkett has to get something on it. Does so. It just deflects off the top of his head and goes behind for the corner. Into the closing 10 minutes we go. Manchester United have turned this round from trailing by a goal to nil at half-time. Goals from Noah Ajayi and Gabriel, putting Manchester United in the box seat. One corner, good touch on that from Cameron Burn-Hughes, and he just manages to palm it out of the danger zone. First of a couple of games for you on MUTV today. Manchester United men's first team are away to the Black Cats of Sunderland. Stadium of Light plays host to that Premier League tie. Underway at 3 o'clock. Matchday Live with you from 2. And then next week, FA Youth Cup final. Thursday night from the Joy Stadium.
Braghamouth has had an excellent game. Always available to get the ball, help out his defenders as well, goes short for it, can hit it long, and fed the strikers immaculately.
In the Premier League, 13 minutes played in the game between Liverpool and Chelsea. Liverpool leading by a goal to nil. Plunkett manages to get hold of that. Gravenberch opening the scoring after 6 minutes there with Rio Ungamoa, player that Arthur and I have watched coming through the Liverpool Academy, providing the assist. Halafu, Ibrahimov. Back to Halafu. sure the players be enjoying this a little bit more now. It's not absolutely throwing it down the rain.
And they've got themselves 2-1 ahead, which they fully deserved. The game becomes a little bit easier. Everybody's looking for the ball and attempting to get forward all the time.
It's a ridiculous scooped pass from Cameron Burnhughes. It's really good. Crossfield ball's perfect from Ibrahimov too to find Ajayi. Perfectly weighted, and Ajayi in the area again. Little back heel to Plunkett. Plunkett looking to get it away. Ajayi pokes it wide.
Just in a similar position, just like Gabriel's attempt when he put his side back into the game, letting it run across his body, trying to find that far post with his right foot.
It was actually Basaru and Koto that managed to get the ball back to Ajayi. Might feel that he should have done better from that position, Arthur.
Possibly, but I wouldn't look for advice from me because I'm somebody that's not been in that position that often, but it looked very similar to Gabriel's goal. He's just trying to let the ball run across his body, open up his right foot and guide it in the far post. Almost got it right.
And as we've pointed out on many an occasion, definitely don't listen to me. I haven't played a game of professional football in my life. Ajayi keeps that in. Tackle on Ibrahimov. It's the ball out of play. Another player that's had a good game, Amir Ibrahimov, continues his comeback from his injury-hit season.
Yeah, it's been excellent. Usually the ball's great, knows exactly when to offer himself.
Loose one, Gabriel trying to get there. Defender stands their ground. Yeah, Plunkett doing really well. 2-3 challenges in a row. Make that 4, and now he's got himself away. Great work ethic from the Manchester United fullback. In a dangerous position now, looks to lift in the cross towards Bradbury, comes through to Gabriel. Gabriel back to Lasale. Lasale's effort ricochets off the line.
Yeah, another one who's had a good game. Might have been creeping in the far post with that. Gabriel does well, just roll into his path. I think it was Thompson, was it, getting a block on that one?
And Koto. Plunkett. Halafu. Koto again. Ibrahimov. Manchester United just moving the ball around with ease. The tiring Sunderland side, who've done an awful lot of chasing in this second half. Challenge is slightly late from Achu, but the referee allows play to continue.
Yeah, he got up right away, Ibrahimov. Just stamped his foot on the ground there just to make sure he feels a little bit better.
Does get himself back into position, and is the pressure reliever. And Hughes to Ibrahimov. It's a little bit lucky, but probably deserves that good fortune for the effort. And Koto in behind to the byline, pulls it back. Chance here, and Ajayi doesn't miss those. Arriving late into the penalty area for his second of the game, and gives Manchester United a 2-goal cushion, cutting counter-attack 3-1.
Yeah, good play from Koto on that left-hand side, driving forward. Ajayi's up with the play, knows exactly what can happen. Welcome into an area where he was sort of a few minutes ago, but the angle's a little bit more open this time. Smashes that into the net, giving United a 3-1 lead.
2 goals and an assist for Noah Ajayi. Excellent.
I can't argue with that. He's chips in with a few goals throughout the season. A real problem when he cuts inside on that right-hand foot. Defenders can't show him too much. They prefer to keep him left.
8th and 9th of the campaign for Noah Ajayi. Amir Ibrahimov makes way, as we've just said, a really good game from him. Replaced by Junior Brown. That's all the substitutes made now for Manchester United. One back by Lasale. Gabriel in the penalty area, looks to squeeze that through. Louis Bradbury was wide open on the edge of the penalty area. Gabriel tries to squeeze it in at the near post and it deflects away.
Yeah, keeper came out, maybe just gave him the eyes a little bit there. Does well, the keeper there, he thinks he's beat. Gets a strong foot on it to lift it over the crossbar.
And it was actually more as well. Let's say Hamilton said it wasn't it ended up like 250.
Pull back again. Gabriel again. Loose in the area. Junior Brown just wide of the upright. He's been on the pitch less than a minute. Junior Brown could well have got himself on the score sheet.
Stoke defenders are just showing that they've been a little bit overworked for almost 90 minutes now. Just catching up with a few of them.
90 seconds of normal time remain. Manchester United have completed the turnaround and given themselves the 2-goal cushion that they will have wanted. It's going to allow them to manage the game to its conclusion. Bradbury, Lasale looking in behind for Bradbury again. It's the right decision from Samuel Lasale. It's just ever so slightly over here.
Yeah, he's done the right thing again there, Bradbury. Holds the ball up really well, coming on, then gets himself into the box where you're more likely to score.
Have you got a line around you guys?
That sticks out the most.
Oh yeah? Oh, that bit's trying, how come?
That's on the cover, innit?
See your little hair's a bit wet.
Alright, mate.
Stay here.
Crop harvesting.
We've only got 10 years left, mate.
The referee marching that back, and Koto being told to take it from the right place. Tries to bisect the two centre-backs again.
Good header from over there, winning that ball. Keeping the ball in amongst this overworked Stoke defence.
Jai goes the long way round. Keeps the ball under control and then stolen away by Aifi. Kreimer.
Well, obviously, no, I'm not a suspect. There's a glitch in the matrix.
All the way back now to Chivers, and into stoppage time we go. Kreimer gets up highest, brings that down and gives it to Lou. Plunkett again, steps in and makes the challenge. Another excellent intervention from him. Around the corner, taken on. And the referee says that one has just gone out of play, and it won't have been by a lot.
Yeah, good solid play again from Plunkett on that left-hand side. Got forward the second half a lot more.
Lasale has come in a little bit more central after the changes. And Koto, good skill from him to get past a couple of challenges, but then Achu takes it off him. Overy. That's a Plunkett, back to Mills.
Another one who's had a really good game, Mills, solid at the back.
Burn Hughes getting the ball upfield. It's the plaudits from Darren Fletcher. The sun's threatening to come out at Carrington. Thumped away. The spectators that were crowded around the effects microphone appear to have moved off down the touchline. Free kick given by the referee. On ball, sails through the area.
Just over hit. Bellevue sees that one over the top.
Well, they'll be pleased. Darren Fletcher, Colin Little, can't imagine that they would be upset with the second half performance. Arthur, it's been very good from their Manchester United side.
Very solid, professional. Turned the score right round in their favour.
Not over yet either, as Junior Brown bursts into the penalty area, looks to get it back across. It's a good bit of defending that keeps it away from the two strikers that were herring through the middle. Referee brings the game to a close, and Manchester United, who were trailing by a goal to nil, managed to find themselves a 3-1 win. 2 goals from Noah Ajayi, first one levelling things up, and the third one for him. And in the middle of that, Gabriel providing the finish, a brilliant assist from Noah Ajayi to put that through to him. Manchester United will be absolutely delighted. They've turned around that 1-0 deficit, and they've taken 3 points away from their final game at Carrington this season. Full time at the Carrington Training Centre. Manchester United have beaten Stoke City by 3-1.
Yeah, fully deserved in the end.
Excellent work. Excellent work from Manchester United. Here is the story of the game. This was the opener as it came across. Fern, who was a thorn in Manchester United's side for a good hour, really causing problems. Lou gets on the end of it, cuts it back brilliantly, and the finish is great, Arthur.
Yeah, great finish. Would have beat any keeper. Never mind our goalkeeper, Bill Hughes. Flashes past him at that near post.
Done really well. Fires it in. Absolutely puts the laces through it. Jerome Kreimer. Well, Manchester United found life a little tricky in the first 45 minutes, but the second half, they really came to life. Noah Ajayi causing problems, great footwork, brilliant turn there, and then another piece of skill here to get himself away, drives it into the bottom corner.
Yeah, Braghamouth won the initial tackle in midfield to set that move off, but once he comes inside Ajayi, he's only got one thing on his mind, opens up the goals, beats the keeper low down to his right.
Excellent finish from Noah Ajayi. Gabriel was the next cab off the rank, and again, just keep an eye on Ajayi down this left-hand side, finds his way to the byline, pulls it back brilliantly, and it's a good finish too from Gabriel.
Yeah, letting the ball run across his body, open his foot up, guides that past Chivers, giving them no chance. Just make a good contact when he scores.
Just ghosts in between a couple of defenders, doesn't he? Finds himself that space, and that was turnaround completed. Although United weren't done, icing on the cake. Ibrahimov again setting things going. Ajayi gives this to Nkoto, but look at him continue his run, and he then turns on the afterburners in space in the area. Bang.
Very similar finish to Gabriel's just prior to that. Great finish from Ajayi, who had a really good second half, got more of the ball, and got his side 2 goals as well.
Really good from Manchester United, and just looked like they were struggling for a minute or two in the first half, but they found their way back into the game. Really good performances across the piece, but specifically Noah Ajayi, 2 goals and an assist to help his side to a 3-1 victory. Darren Fletcher's side win their final game at Carrington this season. They have beaten Stoke City by 3-1.